Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unit 5. Unit 5, which deals with loops and files. We're going to learn a few fun things. Hopefully, you'll be able to apply and be successful about them. As usual, this video is to go over a couple examples from the practices that I assign you usually. We're going to go over number 11 and number 24, Programming Challenge 11 and 24 from your textbook, which are pretty fun. And then one of them, I want you to learn how to utilize a file, open it, and then read from it, close it, and then compile your code. So I'm gonna go ahead and start a new item. And as usual, I always prefer to use empty projects, so I still have to go under project and then do systems linker, and then linker system the other way around, just to be on the safe side. Hope everyone is doing well this week, and then you're having some fun. I did not get any questions from you guys, so I assume everything is running smooth. Hopefully it is. So let's go ahead and jump on number 11. So number 11, it's about population. It says write a program that will predict the size of a population of organisms. The program should ask the user for the starting number of organisms, their average daily population increase, and the number of days they will multiply. A loop should display the size of the population for each day. So they told you a few things that you need to be careful about. Invalid input. Do not accept any number less than 2 for the starting size of the population, and also you cannot accept negative numbers for the average daily population, and also do not accept a number less than 1 for the number of days they will multiply. So we'll start with that as usual. We'll do a small comment. Chapter 5, Program Challenge 11, which is population. And then we'll need 2 libraries in here. One will be the usual IOStream, and then also we'll need IOmanip, because we'll be manipulating the numbers as what we get from, we might have decimals or something like that. So IOmanip. So those are the 2 libraries we'll be using for this first project. Then we have the usual, using namespace, std. Then we have our main function, int main. We'll do a couple declarations for variables. So one of them is we'll call organisms. And let's say we'll write to hold the number of organisms. It's just a quick comment, it doesn't hurt. We'll do one for, we'll call it increase, which for the multiplier when it multiplies, and this can be to hold the average daily increase. And then we'll need one for days, how many days that we have. We'll use it as an int, and that is basically to hold the number of days to multiply. So from there we'll get the number of starting organisms. So get the number of starting organisms, and we can just basically do a do loop, simple. So do an output to the user telling them what to do. So enter the starting number of organisms. Always have something clear for the user to know what they have to get done. So organisms is your cin. Then we have to make sure that as they told us, we cannot accept like numbers less than 2 for the starting size of the population. So do not accept a number less than 2 for the starting size of the population. So we'll do an if loop. If organisms less than 2, then we got a problem, so we're not going to allow that. Cout, tell the user that they cannot do that. So the starting number of organisms must be at least 2. As you can see, I'm not sure if you guys remarked it or not, but I did not continue on the same line here on line 20. I went to the next line. It's a way to keep the code clean, and I don't have long sentences or long lines of code. It's a little bit more helpful, in my opinion. I mean, you guys can do one single line, but please don't make sure that if you go, don't pass this. Like if you put something, that is, you can see it within the screen. That's usually the max you can do, which is not very much recommended, but it is what it is. So while organisms less than 2, then we'll do get the average daily increase. We'll do a do loop. Excuse me. Cout, tell the user to enter what the average daily population. Increase, and tell them as a percentage. And that'll be your cin, which is that's what the second variable that we declared, which is to hold the average daily, which is increase in this case. Now we're going to do the same thing as we did with the first do, which do not accept negative. So we have to make sure that we follow everything that was given to us within the textbook. Values for the average daily population increase. If increase less than 0, then cout the average daily population increase must be a positive value. And then we have, while increase less than 0. Then what we need to do after that is get the number of days the organisms, organisms with multiply. So from there, we need to get the number of days the organisms with multiply. So we'll do a do loop again. Let me scroll down a little bit. Cout, enter the number of days they will multiply. Multiply. And that is cin days, the days that the integer we created for that. Once again, we have to make sure to not accept any number. They told us do not accept any number less than than 1 for the number of days they will multiply. So we're going to make sure that it is not anything less than 1. It's not going to work. So if days less than 1, you're going to tell the user, cout, you are fired. Just kidding. The number of days must be number of days must be at least 1. And then you do your while, which is days less than 1. Then finally, we need to set formatting, the way it will look like. So you can do set the output, output formatting to display only whole numbers. So we're not going to accept, fraction, because an organism we cannot have an organism. So we're going to make sure that it only shows whole numbers. So cout fixed, no show point in this case, and then set precision to 0. I don't want it to utilize any of any half numbers. So from there, we're going to use a loop to display the population for each day the same way. That's what they told us. So use a loop to display the population for each day. For that, we'll do a for loop for, we'll call it count. So int count equals 1, count less than or equal to days, count plus plus. Then we need to calculate the daily increase in the population. And for that, we'll have organisms plus equal organisms times increase. Then from there, we're done. The only thing we need to do is just display, pretty much. Display the results. Cout on day count the population size was organisms, and we are done. And then we'll need to just return 0. And let's compile this code. See what's going to happen. Hopefully it won't explode. Oops, we got an error. Let's see, what error do we have? Let's see, what does the code... Oh, missing a semicolon. Oh, right there. Oops. Right there. And I think we should be good to go. So enter the starting number of organisms. If I do 10, oops. Enter the average daily population increase percentage, 10. Enter the number of days they will multiply, 5, and it gives you your total. So let's make it a negative number. Let's say enter the starting number of organisms 1. Tells me the starting point, the starting number of organisms must be at least 2. So we'll do 3. Average daily negative, let's see, we'll do a -1. Not going to happen. It has to be a positive, so we'll do 2. And then the multiplier will do 0. You cannot, it has to be at least 1, and then we'll do 2. And that covers pretty much it. So very simple, very beautiful problem that was given. And basically, it's simple. Just you need to look at it, divide it, per step. Good idea maybe is to try to create a skeleton, meaning create these, for example, the comments, so like that you try to cover everything that is needed, and then from there you start filling in the blanks. So create the skeleton, which is get the number of daily organism, blah blah blah, the whole 9 yard, and then through that process you can go ahead and create you can fill in the blanks as what type of loops and etc. that you need. So that's basically for this one. Let's get rid of it. Then we'll do number 20, which is a short, simple one that actually requires from you to use a file, which for this assignment, I did upload your file. It's the random.txt, a text file. It is available in Blackboard. And also for your assignment, you'll need one file, which is also available in Blackboard within the assignment itself. So this one, number 24, it asks you for using file numeric processing. So if you have downloaded this book, source, blah blah blah, I already give you that, so you don't have to worry about the download and etc. Don't do that. Don't worry about it. It's already uploaded within the assignment with Blackboard. So once you go to pick up that under your assignment, you'll be able to find the files there, because the book tells you to go to pearsonhighered.com/Gaddis, and sometimes it downloads, sometimes it doesn't. So this file contains a long list of random numbers. Copy the file to your system, then write a program that opens the file, reads all the numbers from the file, and calculates the following: the number of numbers in the file, the sum of all the numbers in the file, a running total, and then the average of all the numbers in the file. So the program should display the number of numbers found in the file, the sum of the numbers, and then the average of the numbers. What I did basically, guys, is just I downloaded it and put it on my desktop, and I'll show you how to call it from your desktop. Or you can right click on the file once you put it on your desktop, click on property, and it will show you the path. The only thing you just need to add one more /. So let's see, chapter 5, and that's program challenge 24, which is using file numeric processing. So for that one, we'll need also we'll need two libraries. We'll need include IOStream, and then we need the library that allows us to open and close files and reads from files, which is fstream. So you need two different libraries in this case. Anytime you're trying to open a file, you're trying to write to a file, you're trying to read from a file or write to it, you have to use the library fstream. Okay, so please don't forget that, because then you might write the whole code that is correct, but you don't have the proper library, it will not recognize it. So we have our main function, int main. And then I have some variables I need to declare. So first one, I'll create a count, initialize it to 0. And that is to count numbers. And then I'll have one, call it number, which is a double, which is to hold the number from, to hold a number from the file. So to hold a number from the file. Then I need one for total, so double total, initialize that to 0.0, and that is just an accumulator. Accumulator, I forget the A. Sorry, I'm hungry, guys, I just ate it. Double average, to calculate the average, and that is to hold, basically just to hold the average, nothing much into it, to hold the average. So first thing I need to do is file stream object. Okay, to do that I'll do if stream, and then in file. Okay, that allows me to read. Now I need to open the file, and that's where you guys need to be careful about, that you have to read it properly. I mean, you have two options. You can either put it on your desktop, read it from there, or once you create your folder to do the source folder, you can put it within there, and then it will read it automatically without the need to give it a path. So open the file. To do that, we'll do in file of dot open. Now I need to give it the path. So mine is under C, which is your C drive. Then a column / under users, under this is my actually wife's laptop, so it's under my son's laptop. Actually, that's his. That's his name, Ali, nickname. Under desktop, and then the name of the folder of the file is random.txt. Don't forget the extension. Make sure to put there the extension, that it has to recognize that. Okay. Now we need to read the numbers from the file. To do that, we'll do a while loop. Very simple. In file greater than number, then we have a number. Increment the counter. So count ++. Then we need to add the number to the accumulator. So add the number to the accumulator. And that's basically total plus equal the number. Simple. So we're done with this one. Now I'm done. I cannot compile it. I cannot compile my code until I close the file. You have to close it. You opened it, you have to close the file. So close the file. Then in file, .close, which forces the compiler to close it before it reads the information. Now we need to just calculate the average of the numbers. So average is equal to total divided by what? Count. And then just display your results. Display the results. So I have an output. So cout number of numbers count, and L sum of the numbers, which is total, and then I have the average of the numbers, and that is basically just my average. And of course, don't forget return 0. So right there, it read from my file. So numbers of numbers is 200. Sum of the numbers is 10,500. What is it? 105,527. The average is 527.635. So here, you have to be very careful about telling it where your file is located. Okay, if you have it on a USB drive, if you have anywhere you have it, because think about it, if you're connecting to a database, you have to give it the path. Maybe my database is on my file server. So you have to give it the path, which allows to read it from there when you're compiling a software or something like that. Let's say you guys are compiling, I'm doing a report for your grades, and your grades are in Blackboard, which is in a, I don't know, the file server amount, for example. So if I need to write a program to do that, I have to tell it, hey, go to location X, the name of the server, where is the files located, is it located on the desktop, is it located in the folder, etc. So you have to be very, very careful. The only thing is you need // that you need to be careful about. So after every name, you utilize that. So, or you can just, like I said, put it in your resource files, or the project that you created. You can copy it and paste it within the project, and that's it. That will do the job for you guys. I hope that these videos are helping, in any way or shape, to just give you an idea of how to play the game and how to go about coding and stuff like that and doing the reviews. And I hope you're taking advantage of the practices, so like that your homework can be a little bit easier and less painful for you, and that you're really enjoying it. I wish that you'll have a wonderful week, starting with Unit 5, and then I will see you in Unit 6. Thank you guys, and have a great weekend, day, etc. Bye.